Archie Miller, the head coach of the Rhode Island Rams on the men's side. Here he is at the podium in Pittsburgh.
um, to host the Atlantic 10 media, not only media, but our tournament in the spring. Was here a few years ago in the league when we played here, and it's a great place to be in March to be able to play here in this facility. It's awesome for our teams and our coaches, so it's good to be here. We're excited. It's that time of year. You know, you're right on the cusp of getting really full steam ahead, and I love our group. From the minute that we assembled, our new guys and our young players and returners have all gotten together for the first time, it became really apparent the quality of kid that we have. The work ethic as a group has been as impressive as any that I've ever had anywhere. And we have a really unique team, I think, that can do a lot of different things well. We have a lot of experienced guys, but putting it together and working towards, becoming the team that we want is going to take some time. But I'm excited about our group. I love coming to work every day with them, and they've been a really fun group to be around. So we're excited for the season.
Open it up for questions.
Jack Morgan, A10 Talk, and this is for Jonah. It might not be as common to see players transfer within the same conference. You're coming from the Bonnies. What made you decide on Rhode Island?
I would say I was looking at teams that were more familiar with my game. The previous year before Bonnies, I was at a JUCO, and I would say that's more representative of how I like to play, what I'm comfortable with. Last year was a different role for me, something that was a little bit more refined. But Rhode Island was one of the schools that recruited me before when I was in JUCO, and the coaching staff, I was just very comfortable with them, and the conversations we had were great. And then also my agent, he went to Rhode Island, and he's from Rhode Island. His name is Billy Barron, and that was a big reason of why I committed to Rhode Island.
Matt Maderno from Mid-Major Madness. For Coach, you got a lot of new faces this year. Is there anything you can do to kind of jumpstart things and hit the ground running with a new group that you've worked with?
Yeah, I think we have 8 new. If I'm not mistaken, I get confused sometimes on it all, but I think we have 8 new guys. But we took a different approach way earlier, May, June, July, with our group this year. I think that we had to treat our summer way more intense, way more time-consuming, and way more playing basketball together than ever before. For me, it's about, coming into the fall with us and them knowing what's going on, us knowing what's going on, and then starting to refine it and really develop the roles. But we want as much information as we can a lot earlier nowadays. So we used this summer to really gel. We used the summer to play a lot. These guys spent a lot of time together in the gym, and I think one of the things that was really unique, got a chance, as a coach to watch guys behave behind closed doors a little bit. And we have a group of gym rats. Our guys were in the gym May, June, and July more than any group that I've been around on their own. And, that's what I like. So as we're back in the fall, I think we just picked it up, hit the ground running. We started to really talk about some of the things, that are going to have to be in place before we get started. But I feel very, very comfortable with who we are and what we're doing. I'm thinking that guys are going to obviously, like a guy like Jonah or a guy like Miles Corey, there's different guys who have handled different roles at their previous place that won't be the same. So I think that's the thing that we're trying to get across. Yes, we're working hard. Yes, we've got a great group, but roles will change, and you have to really be comfortable and define those for guys as we keep moving forward so we get the best version of each guy. They're not all going to play 36 minutes a game. I think that's what we have to start to work towards now, is really creating a comfortable role for everybody. But we have a lot of capable guys, and I'm very comfortable with our group. And they're actually a quick learning group that I think that will pick up on it.
Tristan Freeman, busting brackets for coach. In the last 3 years, you guys ranked in the bottom half of the defensive end. How
Yeah.
important was the area of improvement looking at some of the newcomers like Tyler Cochran and Keenan Teedre?
Yeah, that's kind of hits me in the heart there. We've had a hard time establishing that side of the ball. I think part of it is, you just have a lot of change. You have a lot of new faces. You have to play to your strengths at times. But I think as we set out this spring to be able to add pieces to what we want to do, as much as it was offense, it was defense, and it was size, it was length, bigger bodies, and being able to play a style of play that I'm comfortable with defensively. And we don't have a player on our team this year that I would put in any category that can't move. We can really move as a group, top to bottom. I think Jonah will probably be the first to say that our front court is faster than our guards. At times we have a very, very athletic group. So we're going to have to play to that. And I think I'm very comfortable with that. And I think our team has bought into that here to date, that for us to be at our best, our defense is going to have to drive the offense. It's going to have to spear the pace of the game a little bit. We're going to have to create some tempo rather than sitting back a lot more. So I think this will be much more of a team that plays a very aggressive style, a disruptive style, that hopefully we will get back to being one of the better defensive teams in the league. I think we can do that.
In the back?
Archie, I know you picked up a couple veteran guards in the back here. Sorry.
Okay.
No problem. With Miles Corey and R.J. Johnson, proven guys. Just how important we're getting two veteran, older guys, 1,000-point type guys, to be able to come in and be kind of the key guys in that backcourt.
I don't think it'll be any secret if you ask any coach how hard it is right now, but the hardest things to get done is to solidify point guard play and obviously how you define size, getting size. But for me, it's about point guard play. We lost Sebastian Thomas. Sebastian, from a minutes perspective, from points perspective, assists, was one of the dominant ball handlers in our league last year. And we knew that we were going to have to come through in the spring. And we wanted two ball handling guards that could either play together or, we can always have one of them on the floor. And Miles had a tremendous season at South Alabama last season. He's an all-conference caliber player. He's as good of an athlete as I've coached on both ends of the floor in terms of talent. So he's going to bring a physicality and a burst, which we like. And he's a tremendous kid. RJ is a true quarterback, really understands the position, really understands the game, high-level IQ. Don't know if he wants to, but has a great chance to be a heck of a coach one day. He's that type of guy. So we have a good 1-2 punch, and I've always loved to have a 1-2 punch where you can maybe kind of have one always pressure on the basket, always pressure on the floor. The thing I like about both guys, and I think Jonah would be the first to say, is number one, they're great guys. And at that position, they're very unselfish. And they're not truly looking for self, so to speak, out there. They're both creators. They can both get their own, but I think both of them run the show in their own way. The thing I love about them both is they're really sturdy. And I mean that as older guards in our league, they're both going to really be able to start from a defensive side of things, I think, to get us started. They used to say all the time, the truest test is like when you cross the ball at half court as another team, you set the tone, so to speak. I think both of those guys have the capabilities to really help us set a tone defensively at the ball.
Matt Minerno for Mid-Major Madness. For Jonah, mentioned some role change. How do you think your role will be different with this team, and anything you worked on this summer to add to your game that you plan to show off this year?
Yeah, I would just say some more freedom. I work on my game a lot, and just having the coaches behind you, gives you a different sense of confidence. Having the ball in my hands a lot more, being able to make decisions, facilitate for the team. It's really whatever the team needs at that night, and I'm going to be a lot more comfortable, in that role with the ball in my hands, and then still obviously being able to stretch the floor out and move without the ball. But a key for me this offseason has been able to, play with the ball in my hands a lot more.
Additional questions? All right, Coach.
All good. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, fourth year coming up for Archie Miller at Rhode Island. And, last year, 18-12, 7-11 in the conference. And, I know, like, preseason rankings, they don't even really get into it. They just came out, obviously.
Right.
They're picked 12th out of the 14. Like, I could see them doing a lot better than that, but that's
For
just the
sure.
way it's put out there. But
Yeah.
what did you hear from Archie?
Well, someone's got to be on the list. They got to
Yeah.
make the list.
No,
So,
I get it.
you got to look at the list after the season. That's what
Yeah.
I say to the team if I'm coaching. But what I took from that, Archie said, look, our front court players are beating our guards in sprints. So shout out to the front court players because that was where I was. But that's only going to make them better. Like if you have that kind of challenge every single day, even if it's in sprints, that's going to create the competition that you want, and that'll get you over the edge.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, let's stick with the men's side here. We're going to go back to Pittsburgh. Jonah Hinton, we just heard from him a little bit on the press conference, and now we're going to hear him with our own Seth Greenberg. Seth, it's all you. He'll get set up, and we'll get it back to him. Seth, it's all you, man.
Thanks, Mike. Appreciate it. It always works better when you have your IFB in your ear. It's a lot better. I'm here with Jonah Hinton. First of all, by the way, you look clean.
Thank you.
I mean, I don't think I could have pulled it off, but you look really good.
I appreciate that.
I got a chance to sit and listen to your interview on the stage with Coach Miller. 8 new dudes. 8 new dudes. So tell me, like, how has it been getting all you guys on the same page?
I would say it's been fairly easy. The character that he recruited for this team, everybody's personalities are quite similar. And over the summer, we did a lot of things, hanging out, a lot of playing, getting to know each other. Having times where we sit in a circle and just we just talk about things that we have going on in our lives. And I think ultimately that helped us become more of a family. And in today's day and age with recruitment and with the transfer portal and everything, it's kind of it's a lost thing, when it comes to having a true family that you feel, everyone's on the same page and wanting to win and not just, to get in and get out.
If I said, all right, Rhode Island basketball, who are they and how do they win? You define, like, your identity, your culture. What does Coach Miller want this team to look like?
I would say relentless, in every aspect. Our team is one that's going to play hard every night, that's going to bring the intensity and energy and effort, because ultimately that's how you win games, especially when it gets down to March. Like, it's about who wants it more, who's doing more of the dirty plays, the offensive rebounding, the stuff that not everybody wants to do. And I think that's a culture that we built over the summer, and as we continue to go into the fall, something that we're going to have for the season.
Give me 1 or 2 guys that you say, those dudes are absolute dogs. I can go to war with those guys.
Mm-hmm. I would say our point guard, RJ Johnson, as far as just being a leader and just someone who's going to, really help the team out from a vocal standpoint, and then just leading by example as well. When I mentioned the word relentless, just, the attitude that he brings every day, is consistent. And then I would say one of the bigs in our front court, Kean, probably the craziest athlete I've been around, at that size. But just how he plays, how fast he's moving. Like you're gonna see when we start playing. But we have a lot of guys, our whole team. But if I had to mention 2, it would be those.
Does Coach have one favorite saying? Like one thing you guys hear every day, something you can say to the people out there.
You know what? He's different, man. He's different. It's not like he's just a guy that's gonna say the same thing every day. Like, it's honestly, it's I don't know. It changes.
The
man.
dude is wired now.
Yeah.
He never has a bad practice, does he?
No.
Yeah. Jonah Hinton, he's going to be a big part of what Rhode Island does this season. Mike, back to you. Mike, you couldn't pull this outfit off either, by the way.
Yeah, no, I know I can't. He looks good out there. Good stuff. And yeah, he is going to be a big part of the team for sure. And I'm looking forward to seeing what they can do. Archie's a great coach, obviously, and the times have changed, right? If you look back to, what he's done over the year, even when he was way back at Dayton. You know what I mean? It was like
Right.
incredible. I know it's different now, but I can see him making some headway there at Rhode Island.
Yeah, and you heard him say he wanted to see more pride being taken on the defensive side, and that's how you create it. I mean, everyone wants to shoot the ball, but who wants to get a stop? And he said that we all move at the same time, so at the same speed. So I really like that. And when you're talking about defense, that's the kind of effort that you're going to need, that togetherness and that unified attack on the defensive end.